Hello everyone! Today I would like to share with you 5 things that I think every homeschooling family should do once their homeschooling year has come to an end and you are waiting for the next school year to begin. So if you're new to my channel, I think you should know that I have a daughter who is 7 years old and my son is 5 years old. And I have been homeschooling my kids for 2 years now. It's been really interesting with COVID and the challenges that has brought onto homeschooling. So my daughter graduated kindergarten last year, and this year was my son's kindergarten graduation. And I felt it was important for both of them, both years, to have a kindergarten graduation celebration. And so we just recently had that for my son, and we had our closest family members come over our home, and we did just a short little ceremony. We put the graduation music in the background, and I said a few words and we prayed, and then we had a meal together. And it's just really special to be able to get them a cap and gown from Amazon and just to take those pictures and to let them know that it's a really important moment in their life, that they have just completed, their first year of schooling. So we did that, and I felt that it was really important to have that moment where they, especially as young as they are, they can really experience the end of their school year and get ready and excited for the next one. So the first thing that I think we should all do is celebrate. After any school year, not just kindergarten, I think it's very important to celebrate your children's accomplishments. Definitely don't talk about the failures. Don't talk about their weak moments, the challenges, even though you might be tempted to use that as a learning moment. I think it's just really special to have a moment with your children and talk about the school year and to let them know what you were proud of your children doing and what they learned, and ask them questions too. What was your favorite thing that we did this school year or that we learned? And I feel like that's just a nice way to connect with your child and at the same time with your student, right? And it might give you feedback as to what you should continue doing the next school years as well. Also, remember to celebrate your own accomplishments. As the teacher, you did a lot, and you know about all those not so great moments that you went through the whole school year, all of your challenges. And you might enjoy having a conversation with your spouse, and your spouse might take the opportunity and also, praise your accomplishments and show some appreciation for everything that you have done for your children. The next thing number 2 that I think we should all do is relax and rest. For whatever reason, for me, I felt a lot of, I have to do this. I'm not doing this. I need to hurry up and cleaning up, washing the dishes to do the homeschooling work. And so I felt like there's just constant pressure. And now that we're taking some weeks off, it's really nice. It's a nice mental break. And it's a great opportunity to de-stress as well. And be able to do the things that you already are doing throughout your normal days when you're homeschooling, but to just feel like you can do those things like wash the dishes without feeling that pressure or like hurry up. And also in those moments of rest, take advantage, especially my kids that are so little. They like to snuggle, they like to be close. So I've noticed that it's a really great opportunity to just like fill their cup and do those things that you might have said we don't have time to do that because we have to finish your schoolwork. And so it's really great to be able to do those things. Like for my son, it's do a craft with him, play an imaginary restaurant game or things like that. For my daughter, it might just be like, let's have longer conversations. Let's explore all of her thoughts that she loves to share, like things that she's thinking about. And you know how it can be when we're homeschooling. It can be like you're tempted to just cut that thought short and let's continue with the what we were reading. Not saying that we never did that before, but you can have more freedom and you can feel more at ease to do more listening to your kids than what you might have been able to during the school year. Definitely the third thing I think is very important is to keep learning. And so we're not learning like on a schedule, but we're just learning to show our children that learning is not just something that happens during the school year, but it's something that happens every day. Anything we want to learn more about, we can explore, we can research, and we can have fun doing that. The fourth thing is very important. I don't know how you have your home, but my home can get really cluttered throughout the school year with schoolwork or just a bunch of things that you might not be able to get to during the school year, like deep cleaning and things like that. And this is a great opportunity to do some of those things to get your house in order so that you can relax a little more during the school year and not feel so stressed that your house is a mess, it's a disaster, and you don't have time because obviously you're prioritizing the most important thing, which is teaching your kids. So definitely I'm taking advantage of this time to throw away things, go to the garage and throw out some of those things, donate, make space to bring some of our toys and leave them in the garage and only bring like one a day. And that's really something that I want to carry out throughout the next school year so that cleaning up isn't taking up so much time and mental energy as well. And the last thing that I think we should all do is prepare for the next school year. And so there's a lot of ways that we can prepare for the next school year, and it really does depend on what your homeschooling year will look like. For our family, we have really enjoyed doing the year-round homeschooling approach, and I just feel like it gives us more time to be able to take off a certain week throughout the school year, and if we don't feel well, we can take more absences than if we were on a shorter timeline with regards to our school year. So I personally like to start July or maybe June even, just because you just feel like there's less pressure to finish by a certain amount of months. So that's what my homeschool year will look like, and that's how I'm figuring out how much time I have to prepare for the next school year. So I have already looked into things like buying the next curriculum for the next school year, and I made a video showing all of the things that we're going to be using next school year. I'll leave it in the description if you're interested in watching that. But also another way to prepare for the next school year is to make sure that you have all of your current or your last school year's paperwork sorted. So I already mentioned throwing away things. Maybe keeping a few of those special pages, drawings in a folder where your kids can keep that in the future, or taking pictures, scanning some of them and tossing them. It really depends on the person, right? But maybe you are doing homeschooling through a school and you have some paperwork that is due. Definitely make sure that you have, finished doing that paperwork, turning it in, your grades and all of that. I already mentioned it's really important to clean your home. It's important to have a clean home during the homeschooling year. So that's definitely a way to prep for the next school year and really have a plan. Well, maybe this year your house was a mess always during homeschool. And so maybe you can think of a plan to change that a little bit at least, so that it's a better situation for your family next year. And meal planning is also another way you can prepare. Maybe you can come up with a menu, a school menu. Maybe you can do like a whole month of this is the plan, this is what we're gonna do, and figure out how you can cook less times and maybe larger meals, so that you can just like heat up your meals and it won't make your homeschooling day more difficult because you have to cook so many times throughout the day. So that's something definitely that I plan on doing, and maybe I'll share a video in the future with my meal planning schedule. And speaking of schedules, the last thing I wanted to say about this is it might be wise to create some form of schedule, what your day, what your routine should look like, and perhaps even practicing it during your break, so that when you start your next school year, your kids are already in that routine. It's normal for them, and so it'll be easier, less behavior management to deal with in the school year. So maybe implementing house rules to go along with that schedule. So maybe you choose a time when your child is going to do some reading, or do some researching, some learning, some playing, and getting them used to doing following the rules, like cleaning up that activity before we have lunch and things like that. So starting already with the rules so that it's easier and you won't have to deal with those things when the new school year begins. So I hope you liked my 5 tips on what to do once the homeschooling year is done and you're waiting for the next one. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and please remember to like, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.